This is how to rank higher on Google Maps, no fluff tutorial of what you need and how to do it. So first and foremost is the image. This is the hard one, all right? You need this. Let me show you how to grab them, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna look for your business, okay? You head over here to Google, type in your business, Chris Palmer Marketing. I'll use mine as an example, all right? Click on the photos. Once inside of photos, you're gonna go up to the very top where there's white space, right click, go to view page sort, or I'm sorry, go to inspect. Once you're inside of inspect, click on sources. Once inside of sources, what you're looking for is you're looking for your maps. All right. Once inside of maps here, no, it's not inside of maps. It's called IH5. Okay. Now under IH5, you go to P and see these right here. These are your images. These URLs, when you go to here, copy link address, watch, paste. All right. That's the actual image, okay? Now this strategy also works for posts. This strategy works for user reviews. Same exact thing. Find them, go into the sources, grab them, get the URL, pump traffic, all right? Very helpful. No fluff, I'm getting right to the point here. Next, let's go on the list. Review image, it's done the same way, all right? Organic directions, organic. Now, when we're talking about organic, that's stacking up your keywords, LSIs, and locations. All right, you're going to make a bunch of queries. The main thing you need to know is at the end of each query, we always want to include our machine readable entity ID. So no matter what, it's always going to be plus and KGID equals. So I could write anything I want here. So you're always going to include Chris Palmer Marketing, okay, or whatever your business name is. And then we need to include our location, a location query, a keyword query, or an LSI query, along with our brand name and our machine readable entity ID. Now, if you want to get crazy, you might not have to, but you could probably put SEO plus consultant plus digital plus marketing, okay? Then you grab it, copy it, bring it over, okay? Toss it in, okay? See the problem, right? We want to associate the keywords and the locations with our query. I wanted to show you that. Don't do that, okay? We're always associating our brand name with keywords and locations, and we're also including our machine readable entity ID, all right? So that's that. Next is going to be organic directions and map directions, all right? So regardless of the fact, you're either you're initiating directional based queries inside of organic or within maps, and they're looked at differently by Google and Google My Business, all right? So here is the organic, okay? So this could be I don't know, Philadelphia to Chris Palmer Marketing. Now this is a directional request including the brand name, okay? So it's a double whammy. That's why it's so powerful. So this is your organic request. So search query equals, right? And I put an example inside of this template for you. Next is map directions. So here is the example. Copy. We put it in here. All right, so it's a directional request from a location to my business. So from there to me, this is the example that I'm giving you. So from this location to me, these are requests that we want to do. At the end, when I cover the need part, this need, I'm going to really go through exactly what you need on how to get all these things and what's important. And really why this is important is for when you're running your search-based queries and you're including different variations, you need these terms. You want them to be showing up. It's very important. I need to be found for other things than my primary keywords. All right, moving down. GMB post views. Again, this is AL. So your GMB post views. Okay, now that share link, this was shared on social media and then it was found. All right, so when you go to your posts and you get your share link, when we're running traffic, we're running referred traffic. Or you also want to post these things. So if we're using a service or verified service, run it through, but send it through this link. Okay, we don't want to send a cut and dry URL that's on a Google server, because how would they have found that link? It has to be from a refer. It initiates from a refer. So whether the refer is your website, refers a social media site, whatever the case is, use a referral, use that code, send traffic in, utilizing that. Next, going down the list, CID searches to be found with Plepper. All right. So here's what's needed, and then here's what you need to use in order to find it. All right, so I went through all the types of traffic that we're going to be sending. Here's the setups of them. I've also given examples, okay? Here's another look at it. Here's your machine ID. So let's start with locations. All right, so there's two types of locations that are very important. All right, so and here's how you find them. So if I go over here to Google and I type in whatever the bigger, broader, municipality, or for me, it's called a county. So I'm in Tamaqua, but I live in Schuylkill County, PA, okay? Google is gonna give us a radius, all right? So what I wanna do is anything that bolds up is important, okay? These are particular sections that are very important that I want to include when I'm doing branded searches, when I'm also including my machine ID, or maybe I want to throw in my CID. When I'm doing searches, I want to get searches that are including these locations, especially directional requests. Also, so when I'm doing my directional requests, where are they coming from? They're coming from these locations, from here to my business, from here to my business. Aside from that, when I'm running branded search phrase traffic, I want it to include these locations. All right, Gordon, SEO consultant or internet marketing service, Chris Palmer marketing SEO. We want it to keep triggering inside of the queries, right? We want to initiate these queries. Next. So that's going to be locations. I also want to chime this in, all right? There's an addition to the locations. So we're inside of Schuylkill County, but when we're talking about Google My Business, this is important. It's generally a 10-mile radius, right? So what I'm looking for is you want to find where your business is or what's relatively close. And if you're service-based, you still gave them an address, right? It is what it is. Let's go to Chris Palmer Marketing, okay? All right, now what I want to do is we need to figure out, so whatever town you're in. So list of streets in Tamaqua, Pennsylvania. So wherever you're at, whatever your main range is, list of street names in Tamaqua, okay? This site right here, geographic.org, will do it for anywhere, any city, town, country, doesn't matter. These guys have it. This is where you go. Here's how you find it. All right, let's move on down the list here. So these are the needs. All right, so we found our locations. So I need the streets, right? And then I want the actual locations. Aside from that, keywords. Here's what's important when we're starting to formulate different search phrases and search features. We want to utilize a couple different types of keywords. So let's say my primary is SEO consulting. When I'm running traffic or formulating traffic patterns, I want to utilize exact match. I put in my primary keyword that's associated. Or better yet, if you're really hyper-focused on GMB, put internet marketing service. Okay, so internet marketing service, which is a primary category for an SEO on Google My Business. Inside of here, we're looking for what's related. Okay, so we have our related search phrases. Okay, but more notably, we want to take a look at these terms over here. So when we're formulating different searches, all right, we want to include the LSI terms, okay, or the co-occurring keywords. We also want to include any of these phrases that make sense to us. This isn't like a super fast thing. Take your time with it. Also, if you don't want to do it this way and you want to niche it down, so let's just say I'm primarily focused on SEO consulting. We take a look inside of here. We go to our exact match. All right, this is the one that I usually do the most. I grab all of these that make sense. All right, again, take a look at the co-occurring keywords. These are definitely the words that I want to be including when I'm creating these phrases, right? When I'm creating these search strings that I'm putting into the query log consistently over and over, tens of thousands of times, right? What do I want to associate my brand, business, and service with? All right. So aside from that, let's move on. Next is going to be LSI terms. I talked about that. I talked about keywords, locations, and then locations is going to include towns / streets. Okay. Competition. Now this is also important. So what I mean by competition is this. So when we're taking a look inside of here, let's say that we are SEO New York, because I live in a small town. There's not really competition here. So SEO New York. If I'm back, I want to send directional requests from the competitors. I also want to initiate search directional requests from the competitors. So figure out who your competitors are organically and also within Maps. I want to start associating myself with the top performers only, from them to me. It's not going to be a consistent thing, but it definitely needs to be added into the mix. So who's outperforming you inside of Maps? Who's outperforming you here? Start making those associations. We're directly associated with this, okay? If you want to start running verse queries, review queries, whatever the case is, that's up to you. I'm just giving you the information. Next is your machine ID and CID. Okay, so for this, what you do is this. Okay, so we'll come over here. We're going to go to our business. Here's the machine ID. This is how, when inside of the training packet that I sent you, when we're adding the end plus the GID, right? We're adding this in. This is the knowledge graph, okay? This is how you grab this. This is your machine readable ID. So you go to your business on Maps, you type it in here, you come down here inside this white space, you right click on Chrome, you go to view page source, Control F, /G/. Chris Palmer Marketing, make sure it knows where I am. Go here, right click, view page source, Control F, /G/. Okay, this is your number right here. Every business has it. That's your business, okay? Next, we also want to take a look at the CID. For this, the same URL that you're already on, copy this up here, this whole string here, and go to pleper.com. Okay. Once inside of here, come up here to Tools, go to CID, scroll down, copy, paste, convert, generate. Now this right here is your CID. You want to add in CID searches. Okay. This is up here inside of your training here. CID searches, GMB post views, need refer, perhaps social media. So that's going to wrap up today's Google My Business, Google Maps, how to rank in Google Maps training. No fluff, done. See you in the next one.